Well, let's get back into business, my gaming friends. I'll be honest, I miss teaching you games and I've been looking forward to showing you something for a long time. Spoiler alert, I'm a huge fan of the following theme, so I'll be as precise as possible with this one. If you remember the episode about parks, you might know as well what is my favorite one. You guessed right. Jurassic Park. Today I'm gonna show you how to play this amazing game called Unmatched Jurassic Park, Ingen vs Raptors. Yeah, it's a pretty long title. This 1 vs 1 game is part of a line of standalone expansions of the Unmatched series, a re-implementation of the gaming system of the previous Star Wars Epic Duels. You may combine the different sets of this game together to have a unique fight with characters coming from different lores. I picked the JP set because, in case you didn't know, my first love have always been dinos. Ouch! Clever girl. Unmatched is the perfect match between a card-driven game and a skirmish game, and this first Jurassic Park adaptation was previously intended to be as an asymmetric board game called the Chaos Gene, but that's another story. To set up the game, place the single-phase battlefield on a table. Then each player chooses which side to take, if the team of Ingen hunters headed by Robert Mulden or a pack of 3 voracious velociraptors. Then the players take the corresponding decks and character cards, the hero miniatures and the health dials. Set all dials to their initial value. The two factions have different components. The Ingen side comes with 3 sidekick tokens and 8 trap tokens, while the Raptor side has 3 hero miniatures and health dials. Before starting the game, read carefully the character card to know what your faction's powers are. Shuffle both decks and draw 5 cards each as a starting hand. The younger player places his hero token in the space 1 of the map, and the sidekicks in the same zone type. With same zone, I mean a space of the battlefield that shares at least one color with your hero's zone, since some spaces may have multiple colors. The spaces on a map can contain just one fighter. The opponent does the same thing with his hero and tokens in the space too. The battlefield has a number of spaces connected by line paths, and some of these lines are one way. On your turn, you have to take 2 actions between maneuver, scheme or attack, and you may perform the same action twice. Cards may be of 4 kinds: attack, defense, scheme or versatile cards. Some of them have values and may be played only on a specific member of your team, and all of them have an effect when played. With the maneuver action, you must draw a card from your deck. Though the hand limit is of 7 cards, on your turn you may exceed this number. When your turn's over, simply discard down to 7 cards. If you ever run out of cards, your fighters become exhausted. You do not reshuffle your deck, and each time you need to draw a card with an action, deal 2 damage to each of your fighters. If some sidekicks don't have a health dial, remove them from the game instantly. The second step of the maneuver action is optional. You may move all your fighters a number of spaces equal to or less than their movement value. Just follow these rules. You must finish each fighter's move before the next one. You may move through spaces occupied by your other fighters, but you can't end your move there. You cannot move your fighters through spaces occupied by your opponent. You may also boost your movement by discarding a card from your hand, and add that card's boost value to your movement value. With the scheme action, you may choose a scheme card from your hand, and declare which of your fighters is going to play it. Then, resolve the effect and put the card into a face-up discard pile. The attack action makes you choose one of your fighters and an attack card to play along with it. You may target an opponent's fighter in an adjacent space. Fighters with melee attacks may target opponents on a space next to them, while fighters with range attacks may do the same, or they may target opponents anywhere in the same zone type. After you've chosen the attack card, play it face down in front of you. This card must be one that your fighter is allowed to use. Then the defender may play a face down defense card, always making sure that he can use that card on his fighter. Keep in mind that purple cards with the symbol are versatile cards and may be used as attack or defense cards. At this point, both players reveal their cards. Before resolving the combat, check when to apply the effects of the cards you've played, if immediately, during the combat, or after it. Card effects are often mandatory, and if the effects of both cards would occur at the same time, resolve the defender's card first. Then determine the result of the combat. The attacker deals damage to the defender equal to its attack card's value. If the defender played a defense card, subtract its value to the attacker's stealth damage. Lastly, apply the damage to the defender's fighter by reducing its health dial by the same value. At this point, the after-combat effects are applied, even if a fighter is defeated, and as long as the endgame is not triggered. A combat is won by the attacker if he is able to inflict damage to the defender, and is won by the defender if his fighter didn't take damage. When a fighter's health is reduced to 0, that fighter is defeated. If a sidekick is defeated, just remove it from the game. But if a hero is defeated, the game ends immediately. The last hero standing determines who's the winner. Right, now let's talk about the two factions for a few seconds. Rob Mulden and his team start with 8 trap tokens. If you play this faction, at the start of your turn you may place a trap in any free space in Mulden's zone. As long as a space is occupied by a trap, it can't contain anything else. Bob and the Ingen team may cross that space freely, but when an opposer enters the same space of a trap, the trap goes off. That fighter stops there and is dealt 1 damage, then the trap is removed from the game. The Raptors pack is made of 3 fighters, each of them with a corresponding dial. Raptors increase their attack value of 1 for each other raptor next to the defender. Whenever an effect targets your hero, it affects all the 3 raptors. You only lose when all of your raptors are defeated. Unfortunately, I can't talk about the team play rules of this Jurassic Park set yet, since there are just 2 factions. But feel free to check the rulebook and combine this unmatched version with the already published ones. Good news is that more unmatched JP sets are coming in the future. Another thing is that there is a pretty similar but older game with an identical theme which I strongly suggest, and is Raptor. I won't cover the rules of this game, but I thought it was worth mentioning it, since it's a pretty valid 1 vs 1 game made by 2 of my favorite designers. So if you are looking for another Raptors vs Scientists board game, just keep in mind that you have more options. I hope to talk more about dinosaur-themed board games because there are plenty out there and I can't wait to play them all and show you all of them. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you dig what you see, and be ready for what is about to come because the schedule is getting thick. Yeah, you heard that right. Clever girl.